A sequence is a self-contained portion of your entire story, usually about 10 to 15 minutes in length. It has its own tension with its own beginning, middle, and end. Generally speaking, there are 2 sequences in Act 1, 4 in Act 2, and 2 final sequences in Act 3. These 8 sequences then become the major sections or parts to the larger whole. There are some genre-specific exceptions, but this 8-sequence approach is a standard framework for Hollywood and American cinema. Applying sequences when you're building your screenplay can be very helpful when keeping in mind 4 key principles: length, ownership, tension, and framework. Unlike your entire feature, sequences are self-contained enough that they can be kept in mind all at one time. They can be written in one burst of energy and can be shaped and honed independent of each other, usually between 10 to 15 pages. Take, for example, the 3rd sequence of the animated hit Despicable Me. This sequence is about 11 minutes long, devoted entirely to adapting to a new living situation. After Gru signs the official adoption papers at the end of Act 1, he must now live with Margot, Edith, and Agnes. Sequence 3 then centers on what it's like for these orphans to live in Gru's house, a mysterious and dangerous place. Although Gru feels the rules are clear, Edith still gets stuck inside a spike-filled coffin, and the girls discover the trapdoor elevator into his secret underground lair, forcing Gru to now explain his minions and Dr. Nefario to his new house guests. The sequence closes with Gru having to put the girls to bed for the very first time. A sequence is usually owned by or belongs to one particular character and relates to that character's want. But every sequence doesn't always need to revolve around your central protagonist. Captain Jack Sparrow may be the most memorable character of the Pirates franchise, but the 5th sequence of Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, is devoted almost entirely to the undead Captain Barbossa. Jack ends up on Barbossa's Black Pearl, where Barbossa learns that Jack knows where to find Will Turner. After chasing down Turner, the 2 ships go into battle, but in the end, Barbossa wins, capturing Will, Elizabeth, Jack, and Jack's crew. Tension is what makes the audience have a vested interest, hoping and fearing, as your character moves forward toward a particular event. In the 1939 classic The Wizard of Oz, when the wizard commands Dorothy and her friends to return with the broomstick of the Wicked Witch, an immediate tension is clearly defined. Within this final sequence of the 2nd act, Dorothy is taken captive by the witch's flying monkeys, leaving her friends broken and battered. Tension increases when the witch threatens to kill Dorothy. Hopes are dashed even further when the team infiltrates the witch's castle and are then captured by the guards. All seems lost when the witch lights Scarecrow on fire, but when Dorothy tries to put him out, the water splashes on the witch, melting her. In the end, it's the tension throughout that engages the audience, giving the sequence its shape. The organization of a sequence is no different than 3-act structure: a beginning, middle, and end. The only difference is that the sequence is a smaller unit of the larger story. In the beginning, the specific want or goal must be established. The middle pits the character against a problem or handful of obstacles. And in the end, the character either fails or succeeds at their immediate goal. This doesn't bring everything to an absolute resolution. Instead, it leads the character deeper into trouble, and a new sequence with a new tension begins. In the action-adventure classic Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones has a very clear overall goal: recover the Ark of the Covenant before the Nazis do. However, in the beginning of the 2nd sequence, we discover Indy's first objective is to obtain the headpiece of the Staff of Ra. Then, during the middle of this sequence, Indy is confronted with a series of physical and emotional obstacles. He flies to Nepal to find Abner Ravenwood, the last known owner of the headpiece, only to discover that he's died. Marion, Abner's daughter and Indy's ex, is unwilling to help him because she still holds a grudge about their breakup. This leads to a physical obstacle when a Nazi agent and his henchmen arrive, who also seek the headpiece. Bullets are fired, men die, and Marion's bar is burnt to the ground. In the end, Indy and Marion escape with the headpiece, and she declares Indy as her new partner. Possession of the headpiece not only becomes a tangible object that locks Indy into his quest for the Ark, but now he's also locked into a relationship with Marion. To learn more about sequences and how they are built around plot points and 3-act structure, check out thescriptlab.com.